afternoon, everyone, from Los Angeles, and happy Friday. It's Alissa, Coram, and Ed Carson here with a look at the stock market today. A very impressive session indeed. We're going to be taking a look at the major indexes, but first, Ed's going to give us a rundown of the stocks that we're going to be analyzing today.
Yes, thanks, Ali. Good afternoon. We're going to take a look at Dexcom, which had a really powerful rebound, UnitedHealth, which clearly moved into a buy zone, and Epam Systems, which also broke out into a buy zone today.
All right, well, here's a look at the NASDAQ. As you can see, closed up over 2%. It did hit a new all-time high intraday, backed off of that a little bit to close, but still a 2+% gain. The Dow up 3.2%, and the S&P 500 also with a strong gain at 2.6%, Ed. This is just a seemingly unstoppable rally and fueled today by a surprising jobs report.
Yeah, we were expecting to see that the U.S. economy lost several more million jobs, and instead we gained 2.5 million, according to the report, and unemployment fell. There was, as some economists were saying, this was the most surprising jobs report on the upside in their lifetimes. I mean, it was just really incredible. Obviously, some real economy stocks have been leading lately on the Dow, but the NASDAQ, it's lagging up 2% and hitting a record high. And it's really just amazing how much that the market has come all the way back. I mean, we're in a terrible recession. It's really amazing, but you have to follow the market. If you didn't buy when we had a follow through back in early April, you'd be sitting out this really incredible rally.
Yeah, and we are still seeing some compelling buying opportunities, as you mentioned. So first, let's take a look at Dexcom. Now, Dexcom was a leader even before we saw the coronavirus crash with a breakout back last November, put it on a radar, 2 earnings gaps in a row. It really held up well during the crash. And it's been on a nice run. So for those maybe who had some FOMO and missed out on this move, today we saw a very impressive upside reversal as the stock pulled back to the 50-day.
Yeah, it was interesting. On IBD Live, we were discussing, we weren't sure if Dexcom was going to be a buy or a sell, because if it had closed below the 50-day and especially the 10-week line in sort of a decisive manner, and it had gotten below it, it's sort of in a way. So if it had closed at the session lows, that probably would have been an area where you would have been saying, you should probably be selling it. But it was a really powerful rebound today. This is one that you can buy, because this is where a lot of institutions will step in, because if they missed out or if they wanted to add more shares, this is an opportunity. This is often a place where they'll do it. Just really powerful action. It's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, really strengthening throughout the day. Slightly above average volume here as well, but a very bullish and successful test at that 50-day line. So we'll definitely keep an eye on where it goes from here. And elsewhere, UNH also back on our radar, gaining about 4.6% today. Finally clearing this consolidation here, a couple different buy points. Had been struggling to really break out above that level with some power. And now we're seeing a really solid gain today.
Yeah, not as decisive of a test as Dexcom, but it got to its 21-day line, its green line. And, yeah, there was a buy point at 304.10, but it had never closed above its old left-hand side of 306.71. So it had gotten above it again and again and again, but it clearly was a resistance area. So this move today, really nice. The volume wasn't tremendous, but, it's been decent. And it's nice to see that unambiguously in the buy zone. Though it looks like, as you're going to point out, the relative strength line, though, hasn't been great lately, but that, it is a long-term leader. It has a strong performance. It's a nice way to maybe balance out your portfolio if you have a bunch of coronavirus plays or tech giants or, some software names. This is a way to have strong leadership that isn't necessarily going to rise or fall exactly with the rest of your portfolio.
Yeah, that's a good point. And even with this declining relative strength line, for some of the tech names that we did see lead at one point during the rally, their relative strength lines are falling even more sharply than this. So have to put it in perspective of, pockets of other pockets in the market. But let's take a look at EPAM systems, ticker EPAM. It is breaking out today, gain of over 6%. Now, this one did actually have some solid volume behind this move today.
Yeah, it was really impressive volume, and you clearly have been hitting resistance right around that handle area, and just a really strong breakout here. And yeah, the chart, of course, like so many other charts, is all choppy because of the market rally, but nice action, yeah. And the relative strength line was down in recent weeks, but that's because it was setting up that handle. But if we go on a monthly basis, this is another long-term leader. It's not the most exciting name, but look at that growth and look at that relative strength line. That's real outperformance versus the S&P 500 for several years.
Yeah, exactly. And with these long-term leaders, day to day, it might feel like, oh, wow, it's really not going anywhere. But that's kind of the head fake that you have to really think about and take that step back. And do you really want to? Of course, it depends on the situation, but do you really want to sell just because it isn't going anywhere when you take a step back? And this one's been moving big over a long period of time.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have that in your portfolio, just to have a steady, long-term winner.
Yes, and you can check out more on those long-term leaders at investors.com in our stock list tab. But that is it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and you can be sure that the conversation will continue on IBD Live. That's our morning live stream where we are sharing our screens, providing you in-depth market analysis and a look at these stocks that are actionable early in the day, also breaking down our educational strategies that can help you beyond just what is moving on your screen today, but help you figure out where you should trim, where you should add, sell signals. But to be sure, with the NASDAQ now at these new highs, it's a very pivotal time to be getting that expert analysis for this unprecedented situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, and I think it's just great to have that environment where everybody's there together and you're analyzing in real time the market and these great stocks. I think it's just a really, really big edge for investors.
Yes. All right. So make sure to check that out at investors.com/IBD Live. We look forward to seeing you there next week, and we'll also see you back on this show after the close on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone.